guys, it's Chachi Power here with Rocket Punch Army. Merry Christmas, by the way. It's Christmas today. Don't know if this video will be up tonight, Christmas, or before New Year's. I don't know. Depends how long it takes me to make and put together and edit and whatever. So basically I want to do like a year in review for my channels. Most of all Rocket Punch Army, since it's new for me in 2011. I started it back I think January 31st. I started with the blog, which was basically a way for me to put everything I couldn't do in my videos, to throw it in there, you know, talk about whatever crap came to mind. And eventually I just learned to mix the two, the videos and the blog together, to work together and make it a little more fun for you guys. So aside from that, I kind of put Chachi Power, the channel, to the side and continue to Rocket Punch Army. But as you know, just recently I've been making videos that aren't necessarily robot related, and I've done them on the Rocket Punch Army channel, and honestly I don't think it fits in line with what I want to do with Rocket Punch Army. So I'm going to start doing those videos starting 2012 on the Chachi Power channel. So those both channels are going to go together, hand in hand. And what else? This year I've been continuing with Collection DX. You know, I'm very fortunate to be a part of that team. You know, Josh B is really cool. If you haven't even checked out Collection DX, you're doing yourself a disservice. That's an amazing site. There's amazing people, amazing reviewers. You know, just a really cool site if you're into. It's mostly like a robot related thing, but you know, if you're into anime, there's an anime section. But they review different types of toys. You know, one day they'll be reviewing the latest, you know, Chogokin, and the next they're doing little rubber figures like they are, you know, in a recent review. So like I said, I'm fortunate to be working with them still. I plan to continue. So trying to juggle 3 things at a time: Chachi Power, Rocket Punch Army, and Collection DX. With Collection DX being like, you know, my favorite to do, since you know, it's working with other people instead of just by myself. What else did I do this year? This year I did the Toy Fair, 2011. I did that with Adam from Collection DX. We headed over to New York. We met there. Had a great time. A lot of hard work went into there, especially on Adam's side, where he did a lot of the editing of the video. It was my first time using a HD camera, so it's a little funny if you had seen, you know, behind the scenes of filming the interviews and stuff with the Toy Fair. But again, great time with Adam over there. Josh didn't make it to that Toy Fair, but I will be attending the Toy Fair 2012 with Josh, so definitely looking forward to that. And I'm going to try and put some videos. You know, most of the video obviously is going to go to Collection DX, but I'm going to do some side video for my channels, you know, just to fill you guys in on stuff. So you definitely want to check out my site and obviously Collection DX. Let's see, yeah, so the Toy Fair, I got to meet George from Toynami, the guy responsible for all the releases. You know, it was really nice to see the guy that made the coming back of Voltron possible. I know Trendmasters did some Voltron toys, but I mean, you know, I don't really consider that the comeback of Voltron. You know, George did or Toynami did the Jumbos, the Dairugger and the Voltron Lion. Both excellent figures. I know everybody complained about the prices, but really they've dropped considerably, at least for the Go Lion one, so I want to check that out. Let's see. So far on my blog I've done about 198 posts as of today, Christmas. I've only got 6 followers, but I do have more than 14,000 views since I started it, so I'm sure there's a lot more people checking it out than there are followers. So if you're not following it, you know, it's no big deal as long as you check it out and have fun with it. Another big thing this year was me having a baby. So thankfully it hasn't really changed, you know, my collecting habits. Sure, some stuff has been pushed to the side, but I'm still having fun. So, and having a baby is an incredible thing. So I'm glad for that. So happy. And I just wanted to point out, like on my blog, there are some highlights. You know, I post a lot of crap, and there's some highlights. Starting with the, not necessarily in order, but at least in the order that they were on the blog. But I did the post on my custom Bumblebee, which I was really happy about. I like the way that came out. It's my first time ever customizing a toy. First time ever using, you know, lacquer paints to do that instead of enamels. Another highlight was during the Toy Fair, the 2011, we had exclusive access, at least exclusive to me, since I didn't see anybody else with being able to take the prototype Daltanius out of the display case and film it up close. So that was really cool to be able to film it up close, and you know, those guys over at Bluefin, Tamashii Nations, were really awesome and let us check that out for Collection DX. That video got a lot of hits, so I'm happy. Also an introduction on the blog for me as far as the ES Alloy or ES Gouken from Future Artstorm. That was really my entry into SD collecting, so that was really cool because it actually got me into doing other SD stuff. The ES Gouken figures, really high quality. I did the Getter 1, 2, and 3 for Collection DX, so you want to look for those on Collection DX. I did do, or may have not have done videos, I don't know. I do so much crap, I don't remember. I also, speaking of which, the box happens to be here. I did a video on this when I was having my toothaches. It was an incredible release. Thankfully, I picked this up on sale at HLJ. So, I mean, I would have preferred the white one, but that'll do. The blue is really nice. I also, around the same time, I think I got it with that shipment, was the Aoshima Maser Cannon, the Type 66. I did a cool little video with the Godzilla song in the background. Even though I think that one, I keep forgetting the types that were featured in what movies, but I don't think that one was in an actual Godzilla movie. Maybe a version of it, but I am getting the other type coming in soon, which is not the Radio Control, but it is one that was featured in the Godzilla movie. So, another highlight of my blog was when I received the Golgo 13 from Hot Toys. I got that with like a trade. I bought some exclusive stuff off some site, and I traded it for the Golgo 13, which was really cool. That I enjoyed very much, and I did a review for that on Collection DX. There was no video review or anything, but I'm planning to do that soon for the Chachi Power channel. And let's see what else. Also, this year was the introduction of the Mattel 23-inch Voltron, which is going to be released excuse me, in 2012 throughout the year. But that was the introduction. You know, basically we found out about it this year, and it was an amazing thing to me to find out that a huge Voltron was being made. So that's really cool. Actually, I was going to show you something, but I'll wait till the end. What else? It was also my introduction to Repro labels. Since this year I started doing a bunch of G1 collecting. I didn't get anything original really, aside from stuff I got like at the Chogokin Summit. So yeah, it was my first foray with Repro labels, and it's amazing quality stuff, so I definitely recommend you guys check that out. I did video reviews for Sunstreaker. I think I started with that one. I did a bunch of other ones. I'm a little tired, so I can't think of all of them right now, but I also did the G1 knockoff Devastator. I did a bunch. You guys probably have already seen it, so that was cool. And another thing, you know, I usually take trips to Toys R Us and I walk through, and I always see those like Hasbro Signature Series lightsabers, and you know, you guys may know I like Darth Vader, so I happened to see the Darth Vader one, and they're always like $120, like something I would never spend for a lightsaber. But I just kept picking it up and looking at it. I'm thinking like, man, this would be kind of cool to own, even though I would never mess around with it much. But the price was something that was keeping me from ever buying it. So I'm thinking, these things are sitting here forever. They gotta go on sale sometime. So I grabbed it. even though there were no sale signs, I scanned it under the price scanner, hoping that it was like 50% off or something. And even then, it's still a little too much for me to want to pay for a toy sword. But the price that rang up was $10.97. So the first thing I did was look around, like, you know, am I on candid camera? And then I said, all right, let me scan it again one more time. Bam, $10.97. So I said, I'm grabbing this damn thing, you know. Then I grabbed the other ones, like, you know, the other color swords. You know, I only care about the Darth Vader one. Grabbed those, I scanned those, they came up $120. So I'm thinking like, wow, cool, Darth Vader, $11 compared to 120, why not? So I bought it. Then I got home and I was telling everybody, you know, what a good score I had. And then I looked at the receipt and it actually had, it said 3.75 Star Wars figures. And I'm thinking like, why is it ringing up as a regular figure when it's not a figure? So I checked the scan code, and it turns out somebody had pasted, and they did it perfect. Like, it's like, it wasn't cut out by hand, it just looked like exact, and didn't even look wrinkly, nothing. It was just perfectly set. And the second I touched it, it just flaked off. Like, there was no glue residue, it just flaked off. So I don't know what they did to make it look like that, but whoever did that, thank you, because it rang up cheap for me, and I didn't realize it at the time that it was switched. So got an $11 lightsaber. So that was awesome. Another highlight, let me just scroll down. I was going to print this out, but another highlight was the release of the Altanis, which I just told you about, that I got to check out. The prototype at Toy Fair. That was an awesome release. I mean, that was my first Chogokin, really. I got the Bandai one, the American version. I got that over somewhere in Florida. I think it was Epcot Center. They had them in some little store, and we got it. So, it has some nostalgia for me. So when I saw the Altanis coming out under the Chogokin line, that was a definite no-brainer for me. I picked that up. So that was cool. Another, let's see, what else? Another awesome release, not necessarily in the order that the things have been coming in, but was the God Sigma, which I did a review for on Collection DX and a transformation video. And I also did the transformation video for Daltanius and the actual review, so you want to check those out. You know, most of the time Josh does the Chogokin reviews, but once in a while I get thrown in there, and you know, it's really cool for me to be able to do reviews for like the cool releases. So, so definitely want to check those two out. God Sigma, awesome. And they're both from the Solar Chogokin line. The Daltanius is the GX59. The God Sigma was the GX60. Let's see what else we got. I told you about the G1 bootlegs. I bought a bunch of those. The first couple that I got was a horrible experience with a knockoff store online. They were just completely horrible. Without getting into it, it was just a ridiculous, horrible experience. Never buy from those guys again. Bad people. Anyway, so I did the G1 bootleg thing. People are like, why don't you just buy a legit thing? I could do that and spend millions of dollars to get a legit one with a nice box, or I can buy a bootleg. You know, I don't tell people they're real. You know, so it's not about like just trying to be cool and have a bunch. It's just being able to have the box, the look of an original Transformer that's been untouched. It's really cool because, you know, the boxes have a certain charm, stuff like that. Another cool thing for this year was the SDCC Voltron, the little vinyl or PVC Voltron that Mattel released, which is almost like a little appetizer before the 23-inch. That was a cool figure. Picked up a couple of those. Definitely not. I'm not a person to only have one of each Voltron. Like, I gotta have a couple because, you know, I don't handle my toys much, but the Voltrons I gotta pick up once in a while, and I usually break stuff when I do that. So it's always good to have a spare. Another cool thing is the Ultraman matte vehicle. That was the first model kit that I've attempted to build since I was like 13. What I did, was very impatient with my model kits. I would always paint them with enamels, and I'd only wait like one day, like till they're kind of dry, to the touch, but the second you start handling it, it leaves fingerprints, and then I would just toss the figures, the models. So I'd waste a lot of money on that. I just threw a bunch out today, which is ridiculous. So it was a little nervous in doing the Ultraman one because number one, the kit was expensive. It's a Japanese Hasegawa, so a pretty expensive kit. But the thing is, since I was successful with the Bumblebee custom, I said, well, if that came out nice, it didn't have dust in the paint or anything like that, I said, let me give it a try. And on top of that, I said, I'm going to try automotive paints because, I painted my race car, I painted parts of my motorcycle, and they came out beautiful. And the whole trick to that was, doing it right. Primer, wet sanding, base color, the clear coat, nice thick clear coat, and then wet sanding, and then polishing. So the Ultraman car, the only wet sanding I did was with the primer. I sprayed the base coat, which was a gloss white, and I sprayed a clear coat over it, and it came out beautiful. There was no need to wet sand the clear coat. So because of that, I feel a little more confident in making kits. So you're going to probably see more kits. Just if you notice, the Ultraman car I've been working on for a few months, and I'm still not done. So it's not something that I can show you guys quick because I do a little bit at a time. This year I also got the Bandai Guardian, the old school Popey whatever Guardian. I picked that up. I got it for a good price, I think. It was in mint condition. The only thing, the head is broken off. I mean, to somebody that would be a deal breaker, but to me, I mean, the head stays on when you're displaying. The rest of the figure is completely great. The knee does have that broken piece, but the piece is included with it, so like it's not really a big deal. I don't transform it or try and combine them or whatever. That was a nice score there. The box was nice. I got that over at the Chogokin. It wasn't at the summit. It was I got it through Toy Box DX, but I met up with the guy over at Josh's house during the meet there. Collection DX little thing. I also attended speaking of the summit, the Chogokin summit over at Alan Yen's house from Toy Box DX. We met there, met a bunch of cool people. I was planning just to buy like a couple of things, and I walked out with boxes of stuff. Mostly small little things, but I got a nice little Ultraman vinyl, which is really cool. What else did I get? I have such bad memory. Got some Transformers from Josh. I got the little Tetsujin diecast. Sorry guys, I'm tired, so my brain's not working too well. I got a bunch of cool stuff, and that was the same day that I found the Hasbro Rodimus in the stores, which is another cool little release. I have the Takara, but with all the problems it has, I never transformed it. So it was nice to be able to get the Hasbro one, and I couldn't leave well enough alone because the Hasbro one does look a little bit weird. So I actually took the liberty of painting it, and pictures have been circulating everywhere. I've been getting a lot of feedback on the Hasbro custom that I did. I've been getting offers to buy it. I've been getting offers for commission me for pieces and stuff like that, which is really cool, and I appreciate it, and I would love to do it. I just don't really have the time to do my stuff and do that. If I do, I would love to do it. I mean, who doesn't want to make money off something that's fun? So, anyway, another awesome release. I don't know if I got this the end of last year or the beginning of this year, but it was the Yamato, the Shield Liger, that big ass like Shield Liger, that Zoids thing. It's huge. I did a video of it on Chachi Power. I didn't even talk through the video because it was just like, let me just let the figure do the talking. It's the size of a small dog, and it weighs more than a small dog. It's just almost completely die-cast, like 80% die-cast. It has like, I forgot what they said, 200 something pieces. That is an awesome release. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Josh did a review on that on Collection DX, and just read that and see what he thinks of it, and it'll probably make you want to buy one. Excuse me. Another cool score that I got this year, which paid a decent amount of money for, not as much as they normally go for bad examples, but I got a very excellent unplayed with example for a good price. Was the Clover's Zabungle Iron Gear, the Iron Gear. Came in a beautiful box. The owner had put like a little piece of cardboard inside so that the chest wouldn't poke through the plastic, which was awesome. I took the figure out. I did a video on it also on Chachi Power. It has never been transformed, and I have a thing where I have like either bad luck or good luck with certain things, like new toys. Sometimes they break on me or something happens and I gotta get replacements, or I take old toys that would, normally explode in your hands and I can transform them no problem. So that was the case with the Iron Gear. I transformed it on video, and I don't think it was in the video, but there was one part where I'm pulling down the wing to do the transformation. It's creaking like crazy. Like I thought it was just going to explode into shards, but it was just never been transformed, and the plastic was just creaking against each other. But I could have just left it in the box, but it would have been stupid not to be able to capture that on film for you guys in case you've never seen the transformation on such an old toy. So I did that. What else came in this year? The Chogokin Buzz Lightyear. It's cool. I'm not really big on cartoony stuff. I mean, I am. This was like okay, it's a cool figure. It's it's a guy in a suit, which is always cool. But it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those characters you just get tired of seeing, and you see him everywhere in kids' stores, so it's kind of boring to see him. But the figure came in, and I knew that they would do him justice in Chogokin form. So I got him. It's heavy. Did the review, check it out. Beautiful. And he's gone down in price since then. A lot of people didn't buy him probably, and he's just sitting on shelves somewhere in Japan. So definitely want to check that out. What other highlights? The MP10. The Optimus Prime MP10. That was, or that is, a beautiful Transformer. Not a lot of people like it because it shrunk, has tons of plastic, very expensive, but that doesn't make it a bad toy. It's nice. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys check out the MP10. I have listed the Mattel Voltron again, even though I spoke about it. This is what happens when you're tired, you repeat yourself. Another thing, I mentioned the Ultraman vinyl I got at the summit, but I got a bunch of other Ultraman vinyls this year. So this year was the year for Ultraman for me. Got tons of Ultraman stuff. Finally got the complete DVD set. I was buying the DVD sets, or the episodes one at a time, the 1 through 10 and then 10 through 20, whatever. So I couldn't find the other one, so I just bought the complete set, which cost me less than the price of the 10 episode set. So go figure. I mean, there's lots of highlights, guys. I'm just going over the ones I can think of and the ones I wrote down. There's so much cool stuff. The Superman Hot Toys, I freak out about that on the forums, videos, everything. It's totally amazing. It's my second Hot Toys figure, and it's just, I can't say anything bad about it, aside from the QC issues that some people had and the little shiny spot that a lot of people have and that mine had. But that got taken care of. I think the highlight of the whole year is this little custom Chogokin that my friend in Colombia made. And he had made this and showed it to me. And at first I didn't realize he made it. It's kind of just showing it to me. I'm like, oh, he's got a nice little vintage figure. But, I went back into his email and I was reading it again, and I was like, did he say that he made it? So I contacted him and I said, dude, it says you made it. Did you really make it? And he's like, yeah, I made it at my job and blah, blah, blah. So it started this whole big thing. But anyway, that thing was like amazing to me. So I was on vacation over there in Colombia, and I was lucky and fortunate enough to be able to meet this guy, and he allowed me in his house to check out his Transformer collection because he's a huge Transformer collector. I helped him get some Transformers toys. Not as cheap as I wanted to get it for him, but the shipping and then exchanging money, they came out to be expensive, so but in the end he was still cool anyway, even though I didn't give him the best prices. But He was really cool to me, and I thank you for that. You know, if you're watching, I don't want to say your name just in case you don't want your name out there, but actually it doesn't matter. I mean, no one's in a different country, so his name's Leonardo, or Leo. But yeah, we went to his house, checked out his Transformer collection, and he's an avid collector. He's got a kid too, just like me, around the same age. I think his kid was born maybe a month or two before mine, so we're kind of in the same thing, but he's still keeping his hobby strong. And so I went there with my camera to take pictures, and like a dumbass, I didn't take any pictures. So on the way out, you know, he said, you know, come check out the Mazinger. So I went over, checked it out, and it's beautiful. It's as beautiful as you would think it would be, like being handmade, and just a lot of love went into it. And so I was just looking at it just in disbelief. I forgot to take pictures of it, and then all of a sudden he's just like, here, take it with you. And I was just, I think I could have fallen backwards. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But he actually gave me the Mazinger, which I thought was really cool. And I can't thank you enough, Leo. Muchas gracias. It's going to be a very important piece of my collection. I just got to get a stand for it, because due to the design, doesn't stand very well. Or it does stand, but it doesn't have the greatest of friction joints. I mentioned 2012 I'm going to keep robots on Rocket Punch Army, do my other stuff on Chachi Power. The Chachi Power channel, like I said, I did put it to the side, but I couldn't ignore the fact that that channel you know, is a lot stronger than the Rocket Punch Army one, because it's been around for a lot longer. I originally started that, you know, as a place to put videos of me racing, which I ended up taking down for, you know, personal reasons. Although the racing videos were cool, and I put some of my band videos. I was in a hardcore band, and you know, I put the videos on there. Then I started to do the robot stuff. I got into it, and it really kicked off when I found Collection DX and Robot Japan forums. It kind of kicked up the inner robot collector in me, so I started doing that. Like I was saying, the Chachi Power channel, you know, as of right now, it has 492 subscribers, which is not like a ridiculous amount, but you know, for the stuff that I do on there, it's not bad. You know, it's had 2.5 million views, so that's not too bad. So what I wanted to do now, since you know, this video is basically a wrap up of everything. Some people did ask to see my collection, and I have done collection videos, but they change constantly. So I mean, what I had before is not necessarily what I have now. And I originally wanted to start the collection video with a tour of my storage area, which is where like 80% of my stuff resides. You know, I don't have space for everything. And I have the video completed, but then I looked it over and I'm like, who wants to see me walk around and point at brown boxes? And I can point at them and tell you that there's like, you know, there's a case of like, you know, Tetsujin, Popey Tetsujins in there, and I could be lying, could be telling the truth, you wouldn't know, can't see them. So I figured that was kind of pointless to, you know, shoot brown boxes. So I will take time now to show you the collection. So let's check it out. Alright guys, I'm going to start off with the shelves first. Up here is all the robot spirits that I've gotten from Collection DX. They're either coming from HLJ or Angles.com. So I put them up there after I review them, and then I put them away for storage. Then I put miscellaneous animated Transformers over here. I got more, but these are the only ones I really want to put out. And then there's that cool Transformer in the corner there. Then we move down. We got my Thundercats figures, which are really cool. Love these. Some from my childhood, some new, and then you got like miscellaneous robots just hanging around because I'm trying to find the boxes to put them away since there's no room. Batman, Superman. We got my custom Bumblebee here. You got the Soul Chigokins there. Got my custom Rodimus back there. And we got this shelf here, which has Hello Kitty stuff and stuff my wife collects. And move down here. We have some Die-Rugers and some Bandai vinyls. And forgot who makes this one. I think it's Marusan. Yeah. Then we got a little Ultraman matte die-cast Tamaika. And we have Skycell here and some Ultramans. And then we have some G1 knockoffs back there. And what's really funny is we have Sideswipe, but it's actually got Red Alert in there. Because, again, can't find a box. And then we got Kikaida right here, which is a really cool vinyl. It's got the clear see-through head, which I like a lot. We got the Aka Ranger. We have a bootleg G1 Bumblebee back there. And here's a little Star Wars section here with a bunch of Stormtroopers, R2-D2s, and all my little Darth Vaders. And we go in the corner, we got all my Ducatis back there. We move down here, we got all my Generations figures and Universe figures that I like. I had too many Transformers sitting out here, so I only took out the ones I really like and put them here. And they also extend into this corner, which also has the Pop Heroes and Star Wars. And little vintage Darth Vader repro card thing there with some little Ducatis back there. And if we move down even below that, right here we'll start off with where you got the Metallica Death Magnetic tablature book for guitar. Just trying to learn that. And got some Japanese magazines. This is a Drift magazine, but there's also some hobby magazines. We got the Transformer Vault right here. Got Voltron United and Drawn here. We also got Ultimate Robot and a bunch of other stuff here. Some Voltron comics and my PlayStation games. And some of my favorite DVDs here. Ultraman, Godzilla, Giant Monster, Gold Lion, Transformers, blah 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 blah. And off into this corner, we got the Voltron DVDs and Star Wars. But in that corner I also had this, which is the it's an animation cell used in Daitarn, so that was really cool to find that. Aside from this one, which came with a nice background, I also managed to score this animation cell of Daitarn, which is still in perfect shape. Look at the colors on that. So that was a really nice find. It wasn't trimmed. The other, oh no, actually this one isn't trimmed, but this one isn't either, which is really cool. Sometimes they trim these. I don't know why they do that. I had a chance to get a Go Lion one, and I passed it up because this was trimmed out of here. And I kind of regret it. I mean, it's still the same cell used in the show. So I was an idiot for passing that up. And then I also have a Zambot 3-1 here, with the original pencil line drawing behind it. This one is in good shape color-wise, but the lines are actually fading out a bit. But it still looks really good. And I also have a Zabunguru animation cell, which is kind of beat up. I don't know if there's a way to restore all those blotches on there, but you know, it's supposedly him like in the dark, so it's kind of really dark, but it's still a cell. And I got the first Shogun Warriors. I mean, this thing's not worth money, so it's not really worth putting in this, but you know, it's a significant piece of history, I guess. So we're going to move on to the actual display cases now. Starting at the top of the display case, we got my larger Godzilla vinyl and some cheap knockoffs and some Ultraman Kaiju. Got Jaguar here. We got the Birdon, I believe his name is called, with the scrotum sack on the sides of his face. We got a plush Darth Vader and a Nissan Skyline Hot Wheels, which has nothing to do with my collection there. And you'll see this is dusty, so I gotta clean it. So we'll move down here, and one of my inspirations for this video, not only was it you know, a video that Quest Life did but it's also I just watched Josh do a video of his collection on Collection DX, and you know, since I got a couple people asking about my collection, I figured it'd be cool to show you guys. But anyway, so here in this shelf we got my Dietarns. I got this huge motorized one back there, which was a great score. I got it in the box as it is with a broken crest on top for about $70 shipped, but I managed to make a crest out of yellow plastic, but I'll try to make a repro soon. And got some Baldios going on over here. This is the anime version. I got this iron gear here just because I haven't found a place to put it yet, even though he has nothing to do with that. Then you'll see back there my Collection DX business card, which I use for Toy Fair. Got a miniature SD Dietarn. Got the little Mach Patrol car there. Another Baldios and a Zambot 3. Then we'll move down here. And keep in mind, guys, some of these things are, you know, in their specific areas. Like I keep Transformers with Transformers, but you'll see some stuff does not match with some stuff, and that's really because I'm running out of space, or I'm waiting to transport these to their boxes for storage. But you'll see, got little Toriyama there. This is the EX Goken Toriyama, which I did a review for in Collection DX. Check that out. It's my MP10. Got the Takara Rodimus, Takara Convoy back there, Grimlock, and Megatron and Starscream. And the Starscream I never got in the stores. Wasn't really collecting Transformers at the time, but I picked that up from Josh at a Summit, Chogokin Summit. So we'll move down here. We got some Gundam stuff. We have this one back here, which is absolutely stunning. I really can't say enough about that. I mean, I always blab on about it when I show it, and it's just amazing. This is what the hell is this one called? I forgot what it's called, but I got this one at Toys R Us, which is pretty cool because it's actually pretty big. And we have the GFFs back here, Gundam Fixed Figuration. Have that one and that one. One is the forgot the number, 100, I forgot, and then the other one's the Origin. And I also have Elgheim here. This is the Solo Chogokin spec. Then we have the Zanda, which is the Robot Spirits. We have a couple of Drossels there, another RX-78 Robot Spirits. Down here's my Valkyrie area. So I have the 3 148s back there. The one all the way on the right, a lot of people don't like that because of the colors. It's the Angels version, the Angel Birds or whatever. But it's 148 scale Valkyrie. Got it cheap. Then we got the VF-25F Chogokin. This is the newer one, which is absolutely awesome. Then we got a 160 scale here. I've only got two 160s, and the other 160 I have is the old school version 1 Yamato, which I don't bother with. Then we got the old Jetfire there. Then we got the new Bandai high metals here. Actually, no, they just have the one high metal here. The other one's packed away. That's a Toynami 100. And let's see, another VF-25F. This is the one that Josh smashes up in the video. I never smash mine up because I don't transform it. Then we got this little guy here, a little squishy SD version that I got in KB a long time ago. And then we have a Brave Goken bike here. Now this guy, I've been working on not a video review, an actual just written review for Collection DX. Even though Josh did one, this is a different model, but it's pretty much the same flimsy, fall apart thing. But still love it. It looks great in display. But the only bad thing about having it on display is it needs that little stand. Where is it? See that bar? Bar goes right up to the back. It's the only way you're going to get them to cooperate in your stand. We'll move over to the top of the other display cases. We've got the Shogun Stormtrooper and the other Shogun Voltrons, which are the Toynamis. And then we got some Godzilla vinyl. I've got Red King here, which I wish I had batteries. I'd show you guys the feature on this. I got this. There's a sale on HLJ, but but it's actually got a sound feature, which is really cool. Then you got some Bandai vinyl from Toys R Us. You got a Japanese one there, and the rest are Bandai vinyl. And this one from Japan. This is a Ultra Kaiju, which is really nice. It's Mecha Gamora, I believe. So any kind of kaiju that's mechanized is really always cool. So we'll move down to this case. This case, I believe, hasn't changed much since I made the last video, but I'll show you guys anyway. Got the Zebungle cell back there. Got new sets of LEDs. So there's Daltanius, the old and the new. We've got the Iron Gear Solar Chogokin back there. Got God Mars, God Sigma, and we have little Zebungle here. So he's probably the tiniest out of the bunch. Looks a little out of place, but, or maybe not. Looks kind of cool there. Then we'll move down, and we have the Mazinger section, the Go Nagai section, I could call it. Not everything is Go Nagai, but you have the Grendizer, the Mazingers, the Groizer X, and the Future stuff back there, or actually just one Future stuff. Future Mazinger. Got a bunch of Solar Chogokins. This one here is the Super Robot Chogokin, and this is a Toy Box DX vinyl that I picked up at a summit, which is half clear and half painted. And then you got the little keychain version, and Panda Z, which is pretty popular, and the Metal Tech Grendizer. I'll move down here. I don't think I need to keep explaining which or what the name of each one is. So, but you got some old school Daitarns and Raidings, and you got the Tetsujins, you got the Getters, you got the Orgus back there, Sun Vulcan, some tin wind-ups, and you got this bad boy here, which I like a lot. Then move down. I made this. This is different here. This is where I keep all my toys from childhood or just newer G1 stuff. This I've had since childhood. This here too. This is probably the first Voltron I ever had, which was a fake Taiwan knockoff of the Victora one. And then I got these actually this one's the only one that's legit in this one, and the rest are G1 knockoffs. And then you got the Diacron 15 piece, I think it's 15 pieces, right? Dairuger, and yeah, that's it for that. And the G1 Devastator back there. Then on the next display case, we're going to start off with the bottom, which is where I keep my real robots that are non-Gundam and non-Zebungle. You got the Pat Labors there, or Pat Labors. You got the Griffins, you got the SD versions, and then you have some Scope Dogs. Those are the DMZs back there, the Takara, which are absolutely beautiful. I think I only did a review for that one back there, but I got this one. I was hoping to do a review one day, but never got around to it. Beautiful nonetheless. Then we move up. This section has been cleared out for 1/6 scale figures and the huge Lion-O that I've never been able to see ever again. So there's the Hot Toys Iron Man, got the Superman, which I love, and then we got Golgo 13 back there, which looks pretty spiffy in his little trench coat. Move up here, we got some Brave Gokins and some Yamato stuff back there, and Voltus and Combatler, and a little Super Robot Chogokin here. So I'll let you guys check that out for a second. And finally we move up and we finish off with the Voltron section here. So you have all the different Voltrons I've managed to put here that I can sort of fit. The rest are in storage. And then I got the Masterpiece back there, and I've got the business card for George from Toynami, just because he was responsible for releasing that, so it's kind of nice to put it there. And the last bit that I wanted to show you, which will eventually go into this display case somewhere in the center there. Let me get this bad boy out here. See if I can get this out here for you guys. This is the infamous custom-made Shogokin from Colombia, which my friend Leonardo made. And you'll see it's completely stunning. This is what I meant the times that I mentioned that I can't get it to stand. Because the knees are riveted, there are no friction points. So it's really hard to make him stand, but he is definitely 99% die-cast. Everything's die-cast. His head, hands, shoulders. The only thing that's not die-cast are his chest plates. So that would be the 1%. Everything else is completely metal. And the only other thing that wouldn't be metal is the scrander here. This is actually made out of laser cut. I believe it's laser cut ABS that's been painted red. I'm not going to take that out because I'm going to show you guys this anyway some other time, but I do want it to be part of the Mazinger team here, the Go Nagai team. So he's going to be somewhere in the middle as soon as I figure out how to make him stand. But that's about it, guys, for the tour of the collection. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed checking out the collection. Video's not done yet. I got a couple more things before I go. I want to thank all the subscribers to my Chachi Power channel. You guys know who you are if you're watching this. That means I'm talking to you. And thanks to the subscribers on Rocket Punch Army. I don't have a huge amount of subscribers. I think I'm at the 140 mark, which is not bad at all, really. I mean, it started off really slow, but I think people, once they realized I was making videos on another channel, jumped on pretty quick. So thank you guys. And I do want to make shout outs. I'm not going to make shout outs to everybody, but I do want to point out a couple people that do a lot of posts on my videos, and I appreciate that. You know, it's always nice to hear a comment, even though there's some of you guys that watch the videos and you think certain things, whether they're good or bad, and you know, you don't always feel like leaving a comment, or sometimes you start typing and you're like, ah, whatever, I don't want to leave a comment. That's fine, you know, that's cool. As long as you're enjoying the videos. If you're not, you can always criticize them. I don't mind any criticism. I can't please everybody. But again, I do want to point out a couple people that do post consistently, and you know, it makes it fun for me to do these things for you. But first one is Mantis99s. You know who you are. You're probably watching this, hopefully. Thank you for posting a lot. You know, you don't just post and say hello. You actually got stuff to say. Same thing goes for No One's Hero, which is named down here with 9s in it. So both of them got 9s in their name, and probably good friends. But thank you, and I hope you guys stay subscribed and check out my future videos. So just wanted to recognize you guys, and I think I'm going to wrap up with some of the channels that I frequent. Obviously, you know, my 2 channels, but that doesn't really count. I don't really watch my stuff, but I do want to point out Collection DX, because I work, do reviews for them, so you definitely want to check those guys out. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. There's always new stuff coming out, always cool stuff, and like I said, there's really cool people working on stuff there. They always got the latest stuff going up, so check it out. Another one is Hobby Link Japan. Even before, I don't work with Hobby Link Japan, but I get stuff from them to review through Collection DX. But even before all that stuff, I used to buy tons and tons of like little car stuff from them. Now they have a channel, which is really cool because they usually have some people talking about, you know, kits and putting them together. I just watched the video the other day on how they do the weathering, which is really cool because I want to actually work on that with something that I want to show you guys here. Hobby Link Japan is otherwise known as HLJ. A lot of you guys probably shop there already. They're really cool guys, you know, so check them out. Okay, another one that I started watching when I was looking for a knockoff Sunstreaker is this guy Quest Life. He's got a lot of interesting videos. He's got a nice soft-spoken voice. Like I usually don't like to watch long videos of someone just talking like me right here now, but somehow he just draws you into his videos. He does a lot of videos where like or actually the ones I've seen, like he goes out and tries to look for stuff and shows you things and does box openings, and you can tell the passion he has for his the figures. He does a lot of Marvel stuff, which I'm not into, but somehow I end up watching it anyway because, like I said, this channel just draws me in. So, thank you for your videos. And I actually, if you're watching, I don't know if you're watching, but I did a collection video based on what you had said, or what you had talked about in another video about looking at people's collections. I never got that up, and I'm sorry, but it's in this video now. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It's cool. I like to watch it, so good luck with that. And the next one I ran into by mistake, and at first I couldn't believe how dirty this guy's mouth was, but it actually made me laugh. I'm not exactly the most serious person. I don't know what you guys think of me from these videos, but my mind can get in the gutter too sometimes. So this guy says some crazy stuff, and I'm sure it would offend tons of people. So that's why he explicitly says in the beginning, any young kids, obviously you don't want young kids watching that channel, any dumbasses, anything like that, don't watch. And he means it, because if kids are watching, parents are going to get pissed off because the kids are watching somebody swear, or dumbasses that don't understand that he's just joking around no matter how dirty it is. People that don't understand that should just get out. And I totally agree. So, but his name is Robot Adventures. And you definitely want to check that out if you don't mind cursing, talking about humping monkeys and taking shits on old ladies' heads, stuff like that. Check that out. His name is Ruben. It's called Robot Adventures. So check that out. Another one is Decompose. Now, Decompose does reviews of movies. He's done some Voltron reviews, some Transformers stuff. He does a bunch of different stuff, basically like what I do, except I don't do movie reviews. I'm not a movie critic, because I can take a movie that sucks and like talk about it like it's the greatest thing. So I don't do movie reviews. But it's Decompose, D and then Compose, and I wanted to mention him because he did do like a Christmas video, and it started off like all Christmassy, and he's talking about like comics, and he was talking about this one comic, forgot the name of the character. It's like something Larfleeze or Lord of the Fleas, I don't know what the hell it's called. It's like some fiery monster dude from a comic. I'm not a comic reader, so I don't know what it is, so I apologize, but he did a video, and at the end, the character, to make a long story short, wanted stuff for Christmas and didn't get it, but basically on his list, what he really wanted was to be with his family. So that really, I guess, touched him enough to talk about family in that video, and what he said was very touching and very true. I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather you watch that video, so try and find that. It's Decompose. His name is down here, so check that out, and thank you for making that video. Sometimes we tend to forget all the crap we have, and really that stuff does not matter. It's family that matters. So, excuse me. And another one I wanted to point out was John 3.0. I don't know how I ran across this channel, but I think I started subscribing when he was doing that, the Optimus Prime, doing his own reviews, which I thought was really funny, because he does, like, he's a voice actor. He does a lot of voices, a lot of imitations, and he's really good. Like, the Prime that he does is awesome. So he puts on his gloves, and he's Optimus Prime reviewing himself, and the way he does his stuff is just really funny. So you want to check out John 3.0. It's down here. And another one that's kind of tied with him, I think I found one, when I was watching the other, is Sean Long. I first started watching his channels. I thought Sean Long was pretty weird. I'm sure a lot of people think that about me, but his videos are actually, like, sometimes, like, corny, but, like, entertaining. I don't know how to explain it. It's not corny in a bad way, if you're watching. It's like, You know, one time he dressed as Captain America, and like I swear that was like one of the funniest things I've seen. Just watching this kid just dressed up like Captain America, and sometimes he sings and makes the figures talk, which I thought was really interesting. So, you know, check that guy out, Sean Long. And another one that I subscribe to is the Collector 75. He's got like a cool accent, so if you like robot reviews with an accent, that's really cool. He does really cool stuff. Has done some knockoffs, some G1 stuff, some new stuff. So check it out. So that's really it. I mean, there's a couple other people I watch. I don't necessarily subscribe to, but you know, they pop up when I'm trying to look for stuff. I've done some subscribing recently to people that tend to be, you know, following my channel, because I like to see what, you know, my subscribers are into and what they do themselves. And I think that's gonna wrap it up for me today, guys. This is I'm wrapping up the wrap up of 2011, getting ready. So getting ready for 2012, guys. Gonna be a lot of new stuff, a lot of cool stuff. There's something that I was supposed to get this year that I probably won't get to review till next year, so I'll consider that part of 2012, even though it's a 2011 release. But I don't know, guys. Subscribe, write, leave comments, ask questions, show me your titties, whatever. And we'll see you later. Bye.